Hi, I'm Cliff Brown, Head of Product for BricsCAD. Thanks for joining us for the launch of BricsCAD V26. Today, we're going to walk through what's new in this update. Whether you've used BricsCAD for years or are just starting out, the new and enhanced capabilities in V26 are designed to accelerate your design to production process. This aligns perfectly with our core mission with BricsCAD, empowering companies to deliver products faster through a cost-effective CAD platform that is open, smart, and easy to adopt. In this presentation, we'll show you what sets BricsCAD V26 apart from other legacy CAD products. And by the end of the session, you'll have a clear sense of why companies worldwide rely on BricsCAD, not just as a tool, but as a vital component in their business growth strategies. Now, to dive deeper into how these enhancements transform your design workflow, let's go right into an overview of the new features and enhancements for general design. BricsCAD is the industry's best solution for general purpose native DWG-based 2D and 3D design and drafting. We are hearing from designers and drafters around the globe that they are becoming increasingly frustrated with rigid licensing, high costs, and a lack of meaningful innovation, and bundling policies that force them to pay for features they don't need. They're not seeing the value of their investment and are actively seeking an alternative. BricsCAD is purpose-built to meet that need. Whether you're working in 2D or 3D, BricsCAD streamlines your design to production processes by enabling immediate use of common design formats, providing advanced editing and optimization tools, automating drawing generation, and ensuring that documentation output meets the production and construction communication standards that your businesses demand. Smart, scalable, and affordable, BricsCAD delivers real design productivity and altogether better value than traditional CAD software. BricsCAD is not just an alternative, but the true CAD alternative. Many of you have already selected BricsCAD because we provide familiar, industry-standard drafting tools, plus unique capabilities that you won't find elsewhere, such as drawing health, capabilities to clean up and streamline design exchange between teams with automated file optimization. The Quad, innovative, context-aware access to frequently used commands that adapt to what you're working on. AI-powered tools that accelerate design editing, annotation, and detailing in model space or paper space. V26, we're focused on accelerating key parts of the design to documentation workflow throughout the software, including new block definitions, enhanced block creation and management capabilities, advanced script editing, more intuitive direct manipulation of design elements, section plane manipulations, improved tools for creating and managing section views, interference checking tools, new collision detection capabilities for 3D designs, attribute syncing and leader enhancements, better annotation and data management, performance optimizations. V26 handles even the largest files with speed and reliability, all backed by expert support and our commitment to your success. And now for a major announcement. As part of our commitment to providing the solutions demanded by our clients, with V26, we have added the ability to edit 2D dynamic blocks created in AutoCAD. But we're going even further. We are thrilled to announce that BricsCAD now supports dynamic block creation as well as editing. This represents a significant expansion of our compatibility and design capabilities. At this time, the new capabilities are available everywhere except within the United States. I know that most of you are here to see the software in action. So let's turn the presentation over to Technical Marketing Specialists Mark Tooley and Julie Kavarian, who will take you through a live demonstration of these key enhancements in V26. They'll show you exactly how these new capabilities make BricsCAD the fastest path from initial design to complete and accurate production deliverables. Mark and Julie, take it away.
In BricsCAD V26, we've made big improvements to the interface of the 3D look from. You'll notice now the enhanced interface makes it much easier to select predefined views. giving the user greater control over the positioning of the model in the 3D environment and the ability to interrogate the design. I'm now going to investigate the base of the framework, and I've noticed there's a foot section missing. And to ensure the frame is safe, we need to address this. I now need to build an additional foot plate in position, and for this I'm going to build a solid primitive to create the shape. And adding parity to other commands in BricsCAD, the x-axis is now the first input we add, offering continuity within the application. You'll notice now I've made this body a bit too big, and we can change the dimensions within the Properties tab on the right hand side of the interface. Or we can use the new enhanced 3D grips to manipulate the face, making quick design modifications easy. Next, we're going to look at the interfering bodies to make sure we can design out any problems within the structure using the improved interfere command. We've made significant enhancements in terms of adding filters, where we can select based on layers, volumes, and a series of different model properties which can be pinned to the command interface. You'll notice you can assign more than one property to the selection box. And once you've run the command, it will highlight the Results tab, showing the overlapping geometry in the bodies, making it very easy to identify in the graphics view. I'm now going to analyse the structural framework attachments to identify any overlapping interfering components by reselecting them. And you'll notice now, once I've added the filters and run the interference check, it shows and highlights any interfering areas between the bodies. And the great thing is, we can also check any overlapping volumes as it zooms into them straight away. And this will avoid any installation problems on site, which obviously adds to the cost of the job. To make it easier to view the intricate details of the framework, we've introduced a new section type called Slice, and this enables the user to see the intricate design detail within inside a defined boundary. I'm going to add the section line now, and when I select it in the Properties tab, you can change the section type to Slice, and anything inside that rectangular boundary is visible within the graphics view. Inside the Properties window, you can also type the value to change the thickness of the slice, or you can edit the offset value. The up and down arrow key allows you to edit these values in increments of 10, which can be altered if required. The directional grips enable you to flip the direction of the slice section, which is much easier than it was in V25. To make it easier to recall the cut sections, we've enhanced the visibility of the section planes, and you can enable them to be left visible in the graphics view by changing the value from 0 to 1. It enables the section plane to be shown or hidden once the graphics are regenerated. When manipulating section views, the grips are much easier to select in the 3D environment. Now they're faster to grab and drag along the model for quick visual sectioning, making it very easy to dynamically manipulate section cuts to check the framework. To ensure safety for the maintenance engineers, we're now going to deburr edges of these toe boards to ensure people don't cut their ankles on the sharp metal edges. The Fillet Solid command enables you to fillet each edge of the model in one single command, making it really fast to select all the edges of this solid body. Now we've completed the framework, the maintenance engineers can go to work. And we've noticed on the vessel there's actually some damage. So what we need to do is patch up one of the faces that need to be fabricated. In BricsCAD V26, we've created a new tool called Surf Patch, which enables us to patch up any open geometry, which we can then convert towards a solid. These are some of the improvements we've made to BricsCAD V26 for general design, updates and verification. Now I'll hand over to Julie to walk through even more updates that will help you maintain design consistency and streamline your 3D to 2D design documentation workflows.
Thank you, Mark. We'll continue working on the scaffolding for the submarine in 2D with this elevation. First, let's see what's in the drawing. The structure browser shows the blocks contained in the drawing, but not everything is a block. One ledger is still simple entities. Have you wondered why Blockify wasn't part of the Create Block tool? Well, so did we, and now it is. Let's take a look. BricsCAD scans the drawing and launches Blockify from within the Create Block dialog box. There's already a block definition that matches this geometry, so BricsCAD asks to use the existing block definition instead of creating a new one. This prevents duplicate blocks from being created. The toe boards are all still entities. Let's create a new block for them, again running Blockify from the Create Block dialog. Once BricsCAD analyzes the drawing, it finds all the geometry that matches the new block definition. You have the choice to run Blockify or not, but why wouldn't you? The Blockify command panel displays just as it does when Blockify is run on its own. You maintain control to decide which geometry to convert to blocks, one, some, or none. To help you work smarter and faster in BricsCAD, we've introduced a familiar and time-saving feature, temporary ortho mode when inserting multi-leaders. Just hold down the Shift key while placing a leader segment to lock its angle to 0 or 90 degrees, just like you do with the classic leader command. This small enhancement makes precise drafting quicker and more intuitive. In BricsCAD V26.1, you'll notice that blocks are now classified as one of three types: static or traditional blocks, parametric, 2D or 3D blocks that change shape, size, and appearance based on various parameters, constraints, visibility states, etc., or dynamic 2D blocks, similar to parametric blocks. This dynamic block contains a stretch action and a fixed width of 250. We've made some improvements to the Drawing Explorer to make it easier to manage all types of blocks. First, the new search bar. Start typing, and BricsCAD finds that letter combination anywhere within the block name. BricsCAD understands the type of block and provides the appropriate edit mode based on the block type. From within BEdit, parametric blocks are edited with parametric mode. Static blocks can be edited in either parametric or dynamic mode, and dynamic blocks are edited in dynamic mode. Notice the D-block edit mode. Commands that are not functional during D-block edit mode are now grayed out in the ribbon. This makes it perfectly clear which commands are available during the editing session. These are the new action parameters. This base block for the scaffolding has a stretch action and one visibility state defined. Let's add another width option to the block by adding a second visibility state. Once the new state is created, select the entities that should be hidden in this state. This allows you to control which entities are visible depending on the selected width. We've included a handy block test mode so you can test your dynamic block within D-Block Edit. No need to save and exit to test your progress. And here it is, our base block with the added visibility state. And here's the same block inserted into AutoCAD with the same parameters and actions. This means dynamic blocks created in BricsCAD round trip into AutoCAD. It's easier than ever to find the workspace you need and get started with BricsCAD. The new command preview system allows you to enable or disable command previews for trim and extend operations. This allows you to visualize the outcome in real time before finalizing the command, saving you time and clicks. The Look From widget has been redesigned on Windows and Mac OS operating systems with a modernized look, improved feedback, and dynamic repositioning. Click on a corner or face to snap to a preset view, or click and drag to rotate freely. The cube automatically aligns when near a preset view for smoother navigation. The QT status bar, introduced in V25, is now the default, offering more familiar user interface. We streamlined the selection workflow in Quick Select to make it faster and more intuitive. For example, these scaffolding diagonals are scattered across multiple layers. With just a few clicks in Quick Select, you can instantly isolate and select the relevant entities, even across multiple layers. Once selected, simply use the rollover tips to move them all to the correct layer, once again saving you time and clicks. These are just a few of the improvements we've made in BricsCAD V26 to help you streamline your 2D design documentation workflow. And with that, back to you, Cliff.
Thanks, Mark and Julie. For for the overview and demonstrations. Remember, there are several deep dive breakout sessions in the new in V26 section on the Bricsys.com webpage. The webpage is an excellent resource for additional insights into the new capabilities in the product. Now, I want to make the transition to showcase the industry-specific solutions and updates included in this release. While BricsCAD excels at helping to accelerate general design and drafting tasks, we've also developed a series of industry-specific tools. These tools provide process enhancements for manufacturers, building subcontractors, and land surveyors. Our customers access these additional capabilities via our industry-specific products, BricsCAD Mechanical, BricsCAD BIM, and BricsCAD Ultimate. To present what's new in this area, let me introduce Keith Perrin, the Executive Product Manager for BricsCAD's Industry Solutions. Keith?
Thank you, Cliff. Hi, my name is Keith Perrin. I'm part of the product management leadership team here at Bricsys, leading our industry solution efforts. Our goal is to deliver value beyond the immediate features and functions to customers' overall engineering, manufacturing, construction, and surveying workflows to improve their business operations. You'll see this in some of the demos to follow. For manufacturers, for example, we've delivered 80% robustness improvement in our ability to capture manufacturing processes. For some 800 users, one customer for the sheet metal forming with edge form classification improvements. For building subcontractors, which is a renewed focus for us, the first thing we've done here is to help them work better together across their extended organizations with improved, more pervasive support for industry standard IFC data exchange formats, as well as some fundamental improvements to our collaborative project workspaces. For land surveyors, we seem a prime example of our ability to derive benefits from more integrated workflows that have traditionally demanded some fairly numerous and expensive products with complicated interaction. For this release, we've attacked the number one most requested feature in this industry, sections. Together with other improvements, in some cases we're looking at 24 times productivity improvements. We're always excited to deliver a new release. In our case, we're even more excited to see these benefits to new releases bring to our customers' engineering and surveying operations. So let's get started. With some of our overall themes in mind for our industry solutions, we're excited about where we're going with BricsCAD Mechanical. BricsCAD provides the fastest path to complete and accurate manufacturing production materials for engineers and drafting specialists. As such, it provides key capabilities for the creation of 3D assemblies and the detailed 2D documentation of manufactured products and their respective manufacturing processes, being particularly strong in industrial equipment and tooling. Irrespective of the CAD systems you, your colleagues, your customers, or your supply chain use, BricsCAD Mechanical can seamlessly import part and assembly geometry, PMI, metadata, allowing you to handle, define, create, and document your multi-CAD assembly data wherever it comes from in a consistent and familiar environment. For this release of BricsCAD Mechanical, we've focused on delivering a wide range of practical enhancements to our customers. In particular, we've driven up the consistency, quality, and performance across our toolsets. For example, you'll find a much more pervasive support for mechanical commands around blocks. However, we're also focused on some improvements to key workflows. We've improved the performance and robustness of key manufacturing process definition, particularly for sheet metal unfolding and documentation. It's here we've delivered 80% robustness improvements to our ability to capture manufacturing processes for some 800 users of one customer for their sheet metal forming, with edge form classification improvements. We've also made it easier to work in the context of large assemblies, supporting zoom, highlight, and edit in the context of an assembly. We've improved the fidelity to which we can document manufacturing processes, particularly for mechanical annotations and welding processes. We've delivered improved performance with smart intelligent documentation automation for chamfer power dimensions, in this case delivering an estimated 50% productivity improvements. Behind the scenes, we've also been focused on quality. Our team has put in 3 times more effort into issue resolutions, reflecting our deep commitment to delivering a smoother, more reliable user experience. Along with that, we've also focused on the consistency of experience. For example, we've made sure that the full set of mechanical commands are adapted for workflows using mechanical blocks. For V26, we believe that we've taken a step forward, delivering improved value beyond immediate features and functions to customers' overall engineering manufacturing processes. When taken together, we believe that we're delivering some real tangible customer benefits. Some of those we've seen in the field include a 50 to 70% increase in project quality and standardization, and a 30% increase in time efficiency. So let's take a look at some of these new capabilities in more detail, and hear from one of our leading technical marketing leads, Callum Price. Over to you, Callum.
Let's run the smconvert command on this imported part. Notice this form feature at the edge isn't recognised. To fix this, we'll adjust a new setting, smconvert maximal extrusion depth. This controls how far a form can extend near borders and still be classified. Now, we'll rerun smconvert, and the edge-touching form is correctly recognised ready for unfold and manufacturing.
To effectively drive manufacturing production detail, you need to document it accurately, precisely, ready for production execution. It's clear we need to be able to incorporate product data from any source together easily and be able to edit it according to these manufacturing processes. Accuracy is key to delivering the quality that companies need to deliver. Continuing the theme of manufacturing processes, let's look at some other improvements, this time for welding and dimensioning. Back to you, Callum.
Let's look at the enhanced power dimension and automatic chamfer tools. These updates improve accuracy and save you time. The updated interface now includes linear, angular, radial, and chamfer dimensions. Here, we select a linear line to show improved associativity. The dimension links to the object, adapting to changes quickly and accurately. Now, let's explore the automatic chamfer tool. Select the chamfer line and its adjacent lines. Dimensions are created instantly. Even for non-XY plane chamfers, dimensions align accurately to the geometry. Introducing improved welding dialog in BricsCAD Mechanical. Here, we have two pipe sections that need to be joined with a V-butt weld. We first select the edges to the weld and open the welding dialog. Let's see how the new welding dialog makes this process seamless. The interface is now more user-friendly and adheres to 4 global welding standards. The new dialog simplifies this process by combining all key settings into one coherent interface. With improved welding dialog, BricsCAD Mechanical makes welding design faster, more intuitive, and fully compliant with global standards. Meet Zoom and Highlight. Locate parts faster in large drawings. Select your part list, highlight a part, and use the Zoom and Highlight command to instantly locate it. Move to the next part with the next option. Find repeated instances of the part with instance. Easily return to the part list for quick navigation on specific parts. Use the standalone highlight command to simply highlight, saving you time in large designs.
At the end of the day, our success is driven by the capture and efficient communication of production processes, simply and clearly. This means the capture and exposure of real-world manufacturing processes coupled together with automated documentation processes, symbols, documentation. BricsCAD is key to driving the precision, quality, speed and adaptability that modern manufacturers are looking for. Our focus for this release on delivering practical, customer-focused enhancements is paying off for our customers. Through a pragmatic focus on customer needs like this, at one customer we've managed to improve efficiency across over 800 engineers. Whether detailed design and documentation drawings, manufacturing processes, or general assembly, fabrication, installation support documents, irrespective of the CAD tools you're using, BricsCAD Mechanical can help you see the sorts of improvements our customers have seen. 50 to 70% increase in product quality and standardization, 30% increase in time efficiency. To help drive efficiency and improve quality for manufacturing production operations, with this latest release, we can definitively point to a number of areas where we specifically add value for our customers. Seamlessly incorporating CAD data from across customers' extended enterprises with our assembly modeling tools into a familiar environment ready for documentation and irrespective of the tools they use. Being able to optimize that information to help define, document and improve their manufacturing processes. More efficiently generate complete and accurate drawings and documentation consistently. If you would like to dive deeper into these new features, check out the breakout sessions hosted by our product team. These are now available on our website. You can scan the QR code on the screen now, and it will take you directly to learn more about BricsCAD V26, or visit our website. Moving on, I'm very excited and pleased that for this release we've focused on the needs of building subcontractors, particularly as they relate to the AEC, civil, building and construction industry. Like all our industrial solutions, we aim to deliver beyond the immediate features and functions to customers' overall engineering workflows to provide additional business value. I'm therefore very excited about what we've done in V26. The first thing we wanted to do was simply help them work better together. We've therefore worked hard to extend our support for open and consistent communication and data exchange standards with IFC, making its support more pervasive across our tools. We've not only bolstered our contractors' medium of collaboration with IFC, but we've also made improvements to where that collaboration can take place, improving the scale and detail to which these organizations can work together. We've therefore also made some fundamental improvements to our project collaboration capabilities. It's all about bringing people and data together for more agile and dynamic collaboration consistently. They can work together more efficiently, avoiding delays and mistakes, as well as supporting transparency, compliance and accountability. This sort of capability goes way beyond the addition of some simple feature. It's a fundamental business need addressing operational efficiency, innovation, the speed of delivery, quality, and much, much more. I could not be more proud of what the team has done. Our team has done some great work attacking some of the most fundamental challenges for these folks. So, with all that said, let's have a look. Let's have a look at some of this in action from one of our key industry technical marketing leads, Cameron Lobdell. Over to you, Cameron.
In BricsCAD V26, we've rebuilt the way project data is managed, so critical information is always consistent across your drawings. When you start a project, you set up important details that everyone on the team needs to use. These might include project location and levels and story heights, property definitions such as IFC classifications or custom properties, and material compositions for items like walls and slabs. With our new BSYSLib, anytime you update this project level information, the changes flow automatically to all drawings in the project. That means everyone with access to the project folder is always working with the same up-to-date information. Here's what it looks like in practice. A team starts by creating a project, entering the known details and saving them to the shared location. Later, an engineer working on site is making updates. Equipment levels are verified, a wall composition gets added for accurate detailing, and properties can be input. Back at the office, the drafting team saves their work, and instantly their project info is updated, and they can begin updating their shop drawings. If there's a conflict, a notification lets them know. The result, with V26, teams communicate better, work faster, and make fewer mistakes, because everyone is working from the same single source of truth.
Thanks, Cameron, for that demo. Clearly shows how our new project capabilities enable multiple users to work together intimately, quickly, and easily. It's particularly key with building contractors who need immediate, easy access, looking for a more accessible, dynamic, and agile environment to work together. Great. Let's get back to Cameron and see what else we have delivering in V26.
Data sharing keeps growing in importance, and open standards like IFC have become essential. In BricsCAD V26, we've made IFC even easier to use, so you can access more project opportunities that require BIM data. The big change, you can now treat IFC imports as DWG XREFs. Here's how it works. During import, just choose to bring in the IFC model as an XREF. It then appears in the Attachments panel, just like any other external reference you already use. This approach keeps your files clear and focused. You can check geometry, coordinate with outside teams, and avoid cluttering or slowing down your working file. The benefit is real. In this demo, importing the IFC directly made the file size 8 megabytes, but when treated as an XREF, it dropped to just over 2.5 megabytes, a reduction of about 2/3. And when an IFC gets updated, simply replace the asset in your project folder and type BIM update underlay at the command prompt. The reference refreshes right away. And since many of you work beyond buildings on plants and infrastructure, V26 also supports IFC 4x3 for both import and export. Use BIM Classified to access new property definitions for civil engineering elements. And when exporting, select the IFC 4x3 model view definition that fits your project. With V26, you get a workflow that fits naturally into how you already work. Same tool, broader reach.
Thanks, Cameron. As a medium of communication, standards are key to enabling folks to work together consistently, openly, irrespective of whether they use our tools or others. IFC supports the open exchange of geometry and semantic data, materials, quantities, classifications, spatial relationships, to allow for accurate representations of building and civil infrastructure elements to be easily shared. This makes it an ideal starting point for contractor workflows in the building and civil industries. As a result, many governments and public clients mandate the use of IFC for public infrastructure projects, as its open nature supports transparency, auditability, and long-term data preservation, all of which are essential for compliance and accountability. For example, with this release, BricsCAD is now on the list of accepted software to provide IFC files for the Singapore authorities. In APAC, many other countries are looking at Singapore's leadership. In this respect, IFC is increasingly seen as a key standard for BIM. However, this goes beyond support for a file format. The way we've introduced this allows many people to work together. Taken together, improvements like these deliver more than just feature and functions. They fundamentally impact business operations. Contractors can more easily share digital data with their customers and subcontractors, more easily working together and even building in their offerings to their customers' digital construction efforts long before breaking ground physically. Partners can work together, contractors can collaborate, owners can see progress, everyone wins. Together, these two key ideas can deliver significant business value to customers above and below the line. These two buckets of capability provide the linchpin of our release. There are a couple of items in a raft of additional improvements we've made. With V26, we've enabled subcontractors to work together better with improved project collaboration. We've enhanced their coordination, transparency, auditability, and long-term data preservation with open standard support. We've enabled them to efficiently generate complete, accurate drawings together. If you would like to dive deeper into these new features, check out the breakout sessions hosted by our product team. These are now available on our website. You can scan the QR code on the screen now, and it will take you directly to learn more about BricsCAD V26, or visit our website. So, before we get into what's new, let's start with a reminder about why BricsCAD is special for land surveyors. Due to its dedicated focus on the needs of surveyors, BricsCAD embodies our desire to deliver business value beyond those simple features and function. Irrespective of the surveying tools you use, our professional platform comes with intelligent tools that can accelerate your workflows from data collection through to construction layout in one easy-to-use, familiar, powerful toolset. This is great stuff. We provide a singular, focused product covering the majority of our needs versus two or more from other vendors, delivering huge productivity benefits. As one person succinctly put it, if your tools don't do this, you need a counselor. So, what are we doing for these guys, for this release that's so cool? First, foremost, and most importantly, we're listening to our customers, ensuring our tools can fit within their broader processes, and automating some of the industry's most tedious workflows to massively impact productivity and improve accuracy. For V26, we've extended our ability to fit within wider workflows, with support for the Open Geospatial Consortium's format for Geography Markup Language, or GML. With a pervasive level of support more deeply across our tools, BricsCAD users can better share data across different GIS platforms and applications and consistently drive those details downstream into their models and drawings accurately. It's great for surveying, mapping, urban planning, and more. Of course, when it comes to automation, we're not just talking about automating out tedium. Automation allows for greater consistency, greater accuracy. Whether scanned points, labels, auto-mapping or more, we're increasingly being asked to automate more in increasingly more intelligent ways. These benefits are huge. In one case alone, in the following demo, we'll show you a workflow that's 24 times faster than the manual processes that preceded it. What's more, we're doing this not only for some of the most time-consuming elements, we're doing it for some of the most critical. A key extension for V26 is section creation. This is our number one most requested item and one of the most industry's critical capabilities. So much so, it's only found in dedicated toolsets. Let's find out how we're extending our ability to provide a true CAD alternative for surveyors in V26 from one of our leading evangelists, Rita Carone. Over to you, Rita.
Let's take a look at some of the latest updates we've made, starting with something new and quite important. Support the GML format. GML, or Geographic Markup Language, is a standard format widely used in the GIS world. Its implementation in BricsCAD marks another important step forward in expanding interoperability within GIS data. But that's not all. With the new support, we've also added the ability to label features based on their GIS data. And even more importantly, you can now label entities using their GIS attributes, giving you much more flexibility and control when visualizing and organizing spatial data directly in the GWG environment. Next, let's take a look at the improvements around civil points. We know that managing points data is a key part for many survey and civil workflows, whether you are dealing with boundaries, utility feature, or topographical data. That's why we introduced a more intuitive way to create and convert point into civil points. For example, you can now add civil point in the extent of an entity, which is especially useful when you need to quickly generate coordinates for parcel corner or other defined shapes, helping streamline tasks like parcel export or coordinate reports. To make this workflow even more efficient, we introduced a new tool called auto-mapping. Auto-mapping allows you to automatically assign codes, attribute, and style to your civil points, all in just one click. This tool is extremely versatile and can be applied in a variety of scenarios. One common use case is during the import of civil point from file that includes feature codes. With auto-mapping, as soon as you bring in your data, BricsCAD will automatically recognize the code and apply the correct topographical feature and corresponding styles from your custom template. No need for manual reassignment or reclassification, it's all handled for you instantly. Together, these updates make working with spatial and survey data faster, smarter, and more connected than ever before, whether you're working with GIS formats or managing field data in your civil projects.
Thanks, Rita. It's exciting to see how BricsCAD is automating more of the tedious, more common tasks that surveyors do on a daily basis. I love these demos. Can you imagine having to edit each and individual label or symbol as outlined in these demos? As I mentioned earlier, in the point label example we just showed you, we estimate we're 24 times faster to create and edit. What's more, the information is propagated automatically, removing errors that are likely. There's no doubt that better embracing, promoting and propagating GIS industry standards like GML across our workflows impacts productivity and accuracy. Let's look at another impactful area where we've introduced some dynamic automation, helping accelerate one of the industry's most commonly needed workflow for survey personnel, section creation. Our number one feature request and one of the industry's most critical capabilities. This new feature will allow you to quickly create dozens or even hundreds of sections through your TIN surfaces, grading solids and strings. Not only can you sample this data, but you can display it in a flexible way so you can meet your specific output requirements. Let's look at the new civil sections in action. Over to you, Rita.
One of the most recurring requests we heard from our users has been simple but essential. Can BricsCAD generate cross-section from our topography or surface? And more importantly, can it stay linked at the geometry so if the terrain or the alignment changes, we don't have to start from scratch? Well, today I'm excited to say yes. With BricsCAD V26, we're introducing a brand new cross-section feature. And it's not just a static output. It's dynamic, associative, and designed to keep up with your workflow. Whether you're designing a road, a pipeline, or analyzing terrain profiles, cross-section in V26 deliver fast, intelligent results that update as your geometry changes. Sections have different components, section lines, section view labeling, and all that is controlled by the style. Let's dig into the function. In this file, we have a thin surface and some gradings where we want to create the section. We're gonna work on an horizontal alignment and by selecting the section lines option, easily create the view, which can be adapted with the setting and style. As I mentioned earlier, our sections are dynamic. Something changed along the way? No problem. You don't have to start from scratch. The section will change as the design changes. But not just that, we can also add further entities in the drawing and yet update it in our section view. So whether you are refining a design or responding to a last-minute change, BricsCAD new cross-section feature keeps your workflow smooth and adaptable. Try it out yourself in BricsCAD V26 and don't miss out our breakout session to see in action and learn how to make the most of it.
Thanks, Rita. Traditional tools for sections are expensive and complicated. BricsCAD is opening up section capabilities for a much wider audience. Here we saw 7 drawing views of survey sections created and updated automatically in seconds, all with consistent view styles from our number one requested item and one of the industry's most important capabilities. Can you imagine the challenge creating these manually would entail? What's more, as you saw, they're dynamic. Once set, if you change the trajectory or position of the section cuts, these views all update automatically. These core capabilities are traditionally reserved for dedicated toolsets. Now they're incorporated into BricsCAD in a familiar environment. As you might imagine, we're very excited about our release of V26 for land surveyors. By including some of our survey industry's most key workflows within a familiar environment, we believe we're able to deliver significant value to land surveyors, civil engineers, and GIS technicians. With the adoption of more industry standards as we improve collaboration and data sharing. We've continued to drive significant levels of efficiency. In this case, a 24 times productivity improvement is huge. Finally, we've introduced one of the industry's most commonly needed capabilities, and we've done it in a dynamic way that massively drives up productivity and accuracy within that familiar environment. So, to summarize, in V26, we focused on delivering a singular, affordable, dedicated toolset for surveyors. We focused on being easy to use, massively productive. And we focused on enabling a wider audience to benefit from these integrated survey workflows. If you would like to dive deeper into these new features, check out the breakout sessions hosted by the product team. These are now available on our website. You can scan the QR code on the screen now, and it will take you directly to learn more about BricsCAD V26. Or you can visit our website.
As we wrap up today's sessions, I want to thank each of you for taking the time to join us for the launch of BricsCAD V26. Our objective with this presentation was to give you a clear sense of what's new, what's improved, and why these changes matter to your business. Today, you've seen highlights of our latest release. Innovations designed to accelerate your workflow, streamline your processes, and unlock new possibilities for your teams. For general design, we presented enhancements for improved 3D visualization of your design and faster design edits with as much as 25% time savings on key editing tasks. Finally, we explored industry-specific updates, delivering efficiency, quality, and consistency for manufacturers in BricsCAD Mechanical, boosting collaboration for building subcontractors with BricsCAD Ultimate, and streamlining land surveyors' workflows with new section tools. We hope you leave with a better understanding of how BricsCAD V26 stands apart as the true CAD alternative, offering the flexibility, interoperability, and advanced automation that modern design demands. Upgrading to V26 isn't just about keeping pace. It's about giving your organization the tools to stay ahead. The enhanced features and unique workflow benefits we've introduced are designed to help you deliver projects faster, with greater accuracy and lower costs. If you're eager to dive deeper, we invite you to attend our breakout sessions, where you can explore these enhancements in action, or reach out to your local reseller partner for a personalized demonstration and in-depth review tailored to your needs. Don't miss the opportunity to experience BricsCAD firsthand and understand why so many companies around the world are choosing BricsCAD, not just as their CAD solution, but as a strategic partner in business growth. Thank you again, and we look forward to helping you innovate, document, and build better with BricsCAD.